Hey everybody, I feel like having some breakfast for dinner tonight, but I can't quite decide what I want, so what do y'all think I should make? Pancakes? Well, and no whining this time. What the? See, when I made strawberry pancakes a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago, I got a little frustrated because, well, I'll explain that later. But, let's do that. Let's make some cinnamon raisin pancakes. Now, when I first started making stuffed French toast, I took my old pancake batter recipe and I made it thicker to make sure that the batter would adhere to the French toast. Then I was thinking, why not just make my regular pancake batter thicker? Thus, you should be familiar with this. Aside from the raisins, everything else is pretty much the same. There's some cinnamon and what? Is that the cinnamon you're talking about for the pancakes? Yes, a little bit of cinnamon right in here. That's enough, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. There's some cinnamon icing chilling in the fridge. Anyway, everything else is pretty much the same. The cinnamon, the vanilla and the other spices, and the flour and the farina. And oh, here's one other quick thing. Now, you could tell I was getting a little frustrated the last time I made pancakes. It was some strawberry pancakes. And I thought that I made them wrong, but it turned out that the reason why they didn't come out as well as I pretended they did is because I was using a different brand of farina, the kind that I like to use. The store that I go to was out of it at the time, so I used this other kind. And they advertised that it was toasted farina, and I tried it, and it's kind of, let's just say there's a difference between toasted and burnt, and that tasted burnt. So what? No, I didn't burn it. It tasted that way. Anyway, now I got a better brand, and it's gonna work well in this. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to make this gluten-free, you can trade out the farina for some quick oats. But if you do that, tone down the light brown sugar. There's actually 1¼ cups of light brown sugar in here. That sounds excessive, but trust me, that's what's needed. Now, we're going to fry our pancake on medium-high heat, of course, for 3 minutes 30 seconds on the first side, 3 minutes on the second side. Now, that is how the pancakes are supposed to look. And of course, there's a fork and knife dish. Wait, hold on. That's better. That is a lot better. It looks a lot better, tastes a lot better than the last batch I made, and you have my word on that. One other thing though is some people have been asking me why I don't put baking powder in my pancake batter recipe. I know a lot of people do that, but the reason I don't do that is, well, pancakes are kind of tricky in that way, whereas you saw when I poured the batter into a skillet, it looked pretty thin, but then somehow it turned into this. So if I added baking powder, then this would look really, really thick, and that would make it impossible to flip. Also would taste too much like baking powder, and what? Why don't I just offset that with more brown sugar? Quit being a troublemaker! That is going to do it, and you know by now where to find the recipe. Thanks for being with me, and what? Oh, this is corned beef hash. See, today is National Corned Beef Hash Day. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. But, let me show you how I do that. Okay, first we have our corned beef with the usual seasonings on each side. And I like to, what? Where's the pickling spice? And we'll need to put all that stuff together. Anyway, I like to, what? Doesn't pickling spice come with corned beef? Oh, is that what that packet was? I thought it was potpourri. Just kidding. I knew what it was. See, I have nothing against pickling spice. I just choose not to use it. So now, what? Why would anyone pack potpourri with corned beef? Quit ruining my jokes. Anyway, I like to slow cook corned beef for hash, so voila. And as you can see, now I mixed in some potatoes and onions and a little bit more seasoning. But one thing you'll also notice is that the potato looks a little different than from the hash brown casserole. Let me get a piece out of here. See, it's not exactly the same shape because when I make hash, I like to, I do use my handy dandy box grater, but instead of this side, I shred with this side because I just think that looks better for hash. Now that does take a little longer to shred the potato, but for hash, I think it's worth it. Well, I still think it's worth it. Anyway, now it's time for frying, and since it's a potato dish, you know we're using our non-stick skillet. And you should know the temperature by now, so we're going to cook it on 2 minutes 15 seconds on the first side, and 2 minutes on the other side. That is what I'm talking about. Come back. Didn't seem like a big mouthful, but it was. Anyway, I say this for a lot of my recipes, but as soon as you make and eat this, you will never buy the canned stuff again. Now back to our original programming. As I was saying, thanks for being with me, and I'll see you again soon. What? I'm not saying that joke. I mean, that's an old corny joke, and besides, I've used a variation of that already. What? I'm not... Oh, very well. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you again soon. And that sure was a piece of pancake. The thing you have to do for your